Going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Most High Seed. I'm doing a part two to the covenant with death that Jerusalem have made, aka black people. Now, when you go to Isaiah chapter 29, verse 1, I'm gonna read through it. It says, God's heavy judgment upon Jerusalem. Woe to Ariel, the city where David dwelt, and ye, year to year, let them kill sacrifices. Yet I will distress Ariel, and there shall be heaviness and sorrow, and it shall be unto me as Ariel. And I will camp against thee round about. I will lay siege against thee with the mount, and I will raise force against thee. And thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust, and thy voice shall be as of one that have a familiar spirit. Out of the ground, and thy speech shall whisper out of the dust. Moreover, the multitude of thy strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be as chaff that passes away. Yea, it shall be an instant suddenly. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, and with storm and tempest, and a flame of divine fire. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to break it down for y'all that's listening on the internet. So thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts is already here in the last days as we speak in 2025. A lot of thundering going on around the world, earthquakes, great noise, storm, tempest, and flame of devout fire. That's why we have a lot of wildfires going on in all parts of the earth. Verse 7, and the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, aka the Jerusalem, even all that fight against her and her munishing and that distress her shall be as a dream of a night vision. So all this is going to be a dream because we're living in a storybook right now. It shall even be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty. Or as when a thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint, and his soul hath appetite. So shall the multitude of all the nations be that fight against Mount Zion. Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out, and cry that are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes, and the prophets and your rulers, and the seers have he covered. So most of Jerusalem is asleep, and their eyes are covered, and the prophets that are among them are seers that have been covered. No, I'm sorry. The spirit of deep, most of Jerusalem is in spirit of deep sleep, and the Most High have closed their eyes, and the prophets that's among them are covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which is this book is sealed with many prophecies, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. So most of Jerusalem, most of Zion, they can't read this book. They read it like a novel if they do, but they don't understand it because it's sealed. This is an ancient book. King James Version to be exact. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I'm not learned. He not learned. They not learned, the sleeping, the walking dead. Wherefore the Lord say, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men. So that's just like saying people that go in churches or in the synagogue that's taught by the middleman, the preacher, the pastor, their lips and their mouth honor the Most High, but their heart is far from the Most High. So they're doing one thing but saying another. Okay, I read on verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of the prudent man shall be hid. So most men that's in the congregation of Zion, they're going to perish. probably from illness or from their own people. And then it also says the prudent man shall be hid. So some of the prophets are going to be hid. Verse 15, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as a potter's clay, for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding? It is not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see our obscurity and out of darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. That make a man offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who redeemeth Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. But when he seeth his children, the works of my hands in the midst of him, they shall sanctify my name, and sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and shall fear the God of Israel. Verse 24, they also that erred in spirit shall come to understanding, and that murmured shall learn doctrine. So those that do hear, let them hear, and they will understand the doctrine, but the rest will be faded away through the judgments. All right, y'all. I hope y'all learned something from this. Keep reading, repent, spread the gospel, pray, and peace.